So right now I'm in my gradebook and my grades are sorted alphabetically, or my students are sorted alphabetically by student last name. If I want to look at which students have the lowest grade in the class, I can bring my cursor over and click on total and in that like header box, and it will sort them from lowest to highest. If I click on it again, it goes from high to low. If I want to go back to alphabetical, I just click on student name and it will sort them alphabetically. I can also do this for individual assignments. So if I want to see how my students did on this required material check, I can click on the box and it will sort it from low to high. And again, I can go from high to low. If I want to see the average student grade on something, I can click on the little arrow and choose assignment details, and it shows me the average score for the assignment and how many submissions there are for that assignment. If I wanted to print this out, I could go to export right here, and I can choose up here first, like, do I want it to just be one section or all sections, and I can export the file. But you have a little bit more control of what you can export by going up to individual view up at the top of the page. In individual view, again, you can sort by section or not, grading period, and you can choose how to sort assignments by group and position, alphabetically, or by due date. And you have some other options here, and then you can download it as a CSV. You can open that CSV file in Excel or in Google Sheets, and then you are welcome to sort things however you want there, and you can print them from the Google spreadsheet. In the individual view gradebook, I can also scroll down and I can choose particular content. I can choose a student as well as an assignment, and then I can look and see the student's individual grade, and I can write notes. Down at the bottom, I can mute the assignment, I could message students, I could set default grade, curve grades, etc. And I can switch from student to student. This is not necessarily the easiest way to go about looking at individual students. I prefer to do that from the actual gradebook. To get back to your regular gradebook, you need to make sure you click right up here where it says switch to default gradebook, and then you will be back in your normal gradebook view. If I want to look for an individual student, you can type in their name here and it would just show you that student's grade all the way across in the gradebook. Now, you might have noticed that I also have a notes column here. To add that notes column, you click on the gear and it will say show notes column down at the bottom. I like to have this notes column. I'm recording when I give students shout outs. My goal is to give every student a shout out at least once a semester, and so I'm writing it down. These notes only the teacher sees, the student or the parents do not see it. If you are a co-teacher, your co-teacher would be able to see whatever notes are left in this column. Now, if I want to look at an individual student, what I could do is I can click on their name and it will open up this bar on the right hand side, and I can see that this student is doing pretty well. I can send a message by clicking on the envelope up top. It will send them a message. I can see how much they're participating in the class, turning things in, how many page views they have, and what the last 10 graded items are, how well they did on them. Now I can also click on grades, and when I go to grades, here I can see their grades for each individual assignment, and up at the top I can choose print grades, and it will give me a nice document that I could easily print for this student. When looking at this student view, you might notice that it says missing and late. This is a different student that I showed you before, but this student has 1 missing assignment and 3 late assignments. Canvas does not have a way for us to mark whether something is missing or late automatically. These are assignments that I had as digital assignments, and the student submitted them digitally after the due date for it to be late, or missing, they did not submit the online submission. So there's no way to mark this information automatically. You can decide to go to an assignment, and notice when I hover over an assignment, there's a little comment box. I can open that up, and I could leave the student a comment right here within this box and post it. And they would see this when they're looking at their grades in the grade section. There'd be a little comment box that they can click on to see what feedback you have left for that student. There's also analytics up here. If you click on analytics, it kind of shows you some detailed information about your student, and you can view it in different ways by toggling back and forth. You can see activity of how often the student's been viewing the pages, what their work looks like, things like that.